Now, this is a joint statement by civil society on the death in police custody of R. Gunasegaran. First, the brief facts. R. Gunasegaran, age 31, was arrested on the evening of 16 July 2009 in Sentul. His family members were later informed that Gunasegaran had, that same day, died due to drug abuse-related causes. Now, a copy of the burial permit issued by the hospital authorities states that Gunasegaran died from drug-related causes. I must also add here that that document also says he was dead on arrival. Now, we have been given to understand that a post-mortem has been carried out. We've not been able to confirm this, so we have only been given to understand that a post-mortem has been carried out. The family of the late Gunasegaran had requested for a copy of the post-mortem report, understanding that one had been performed, but have been informed that the same will only be made available, one, after the body of Gunasegaran, which is still in the Kuala Lumpur Hospital mortuary, is removed, and two, only after a formal application is made for a copy of that post-mortem report. The family of the late Gunasegaran has been informed that it will take about 2 months from the date of application for a copy of the said post-mortem report before a copy of the same will be made available to them. Since first learning of the death of Gunasegaran, the family of the deceased have since been in contact with eyewitnesses to Gunasegaran's arrest and detention by the police authorities, and they have been informed, one, that at the time of his arrest, Gunasegaran was subjected to physical assault by a member of the police force. We have since been informed that it was may have been more than just one member of the police force who inflicted the assaults. Number two, at the Sentul police station, where Gunasegaran and several other arrestees were taken, Gunasegaran was subjected to further assaults by the same police officer and or officers who had assaulted him earlier, but with much greater severity, causing Gunasegaran to lose consciousness, which he never regained until his death. Number two, the wishes of the family of the late Gunasegaran. We don't pretend to speak on their behalf. This is the little that we've been able to understand, and Madam Gauri will speak on their behalf. At this point, we are given to understand that the family, quite understandably, wishes to remove the remains of the late Gunasegaran as soon as possible to perform the requisite religious rituals and thereafter to allow Gunasegaran the dignity of a proper cremation. Yet the family also needs to know the truth of why Gunasegaran is no longer with them, given the information that has now come to them. And in this regard, they are desirous that the post-mortem report, if in fact a post-mortem has been done, be made available to them immediately. This is our expectations, civil society expectations. Firstly, we extend our condolences to the family of the late Gunasegaran. We also join the family in insisting that the post-mortem report, if in fact there is one, be made immediately available to the family of the late Gunasegaran. We also call for the holding of an inquest to look into the cause of death of Gunasegaran. We call on the authorities to put a stop to this practice of deferring the delivery of the post-mortem report to the next of kin in death in police custody cases until after the body has been buried or cremated.
Police அடிச்சு இறந்துருக்காங்க. ஆனால் கேட்டதுக்கு மயங்கி விழுந்து இறந்துட்டாரு அப்படின்னு இருக்காங்க.
My brother's name is Gunasegaran. My brother died in police custody. When questioned, they say that he died of a fall in the police lockup.
மயக்கம் போட்டு விழுந்ததா தெரிவித்தாங்க இறந்தது. அப்புறம் அவங்க தம்பியோட கூட்டாளி தான் சொன்னாங்க, அவங்க அடிபட்டு இறந்து மயங்கி விழுவில் அடிபட்டு தான் இறந்துருக்காரு அப்படின்னு. அப்போ அவங்க சொன்னாங்க இதை விடாதீங்க கேளுங்க அப்படின்னு.
Madam Gauri says that her brother was not, did not fall down as a result of any painting spells as alleged, but rather he was beaten up. According to his friends, he was beaten up, and that is the reason why she was told that he died in police custody.
இறந்த என் தம்பிக்கு வந்து ஒரு நியாயம் கிடைக்கணும். போலீஸ்காரங்க இப்படியே தான் அநியாயம் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க. எவ்வளோ எத்தனோ கேஸ் வந்துருக்கு, அப்படியே தான் அடிக்கிறாங்க. இதுக்கு மேலே யாரையும் அடிச்சு இந்த மாதிரி யாருமே சாகக்கூடாது தான்.
I hope there will be accountability in the death of my younger brother, and there must be an end to cases like this where suspects are beaten and death arises as a result of this. There must be justice for my brother, most importantly.
There's been too many deaths happening, and I think on the eve of Theo's inquest tomorrow, this cannot occur anymore. This should really stop. We should not forget that this is just one case in many other cases. Raghupati, Thamarajan, Kugan, there are many cases that have occurred, and because there was sufficient public pressure, then you will see a bit more action in Theo's case. We want actually more consistency in the way custodial deaths are being handled, and not selectively. At the moment it appears that deaths in custody, you see the huge numbers mentioned in Parliament, but they are selectively handled. And that's something that really concerns our perspective, the Malaysian bar. And we find that it's government's duty, executive duty, to actually ensure the well-being of all detainees, whether in the custody of customs, immigration, police. And what has been occurring really is a breach of international standards. It is something that should really stop. And if inquest needs to be held, it has to be held. It's just that for so many years, cases of, as I mentioned, Thamarajan, Raghupati, where we all held watching briefs for the bar, the inquests have not been properly conducted because we have lay magistrates who are not properly and medically trained. So again, a revamp of the whole system needs to be forthcoming, bearing in mind that we have had already 3 royal commissions on these police abuses. First, the Anwar driving black eye incident. Secondly, a whole revamp on the police force. There were 135 recommendations. Then the new squad royal commission on the treatment of detainees. Really, all these recommendations are already there. We do not need any more recommendations. But we are very dissatisfied with government's political will appears to actually implement these recommendations in full. So you can have another royal commission again. You can have 10 more royal commissions. You have 10 more deaths in custody. But if there's no political will to implement these recommendations, then nothing will happen. And we'll be sitting here again, over and over and again, press conferences, highlighting the same issues over and over again. So there's really nothing new in this. First, transparency, post-mortem reports immediately, reports to the magistrate as to custodial deaths. Magistrate makes up the mind whether to have an inquest or not. Alternatively, AG can use his discretion to call for an inquest. These steps must be taken. Revamp of the inquest system must be moved. We've asked for a new coroner's court. So we've asked for coroners, medical experts to sit, to look at these cases because the magistrates are not well equipped to do that. So again, I think I'm repeating what has been said many times before, and we hope really this is the last time that it needs to be said so that these deaths stop.